Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here to take our first look at Duskmourn. This time around we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Play Booster. Next week I will have some pre-release kits with some arena codes, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And later on this week we're going to have some channel member sponsored collector booster boxes. That's right, I picked up a case, talked to some of the fans, and so we've got a bunch of boxes that belong to you all. So if you were lucky enough to kind of get in on that, your box is coming soon. All right, so we've got the archetypes of Duskmourn here, as well as the little insert. And then we've got a whole bunch of play booster packs, 36 to be exact, each one with 14 cards. Plus we could see cards from the special guest set. There are 10 new special guests in the Duskmourn set. All borderless, all mythic, all cards I want to collect. All right, looks like these are Japanese printed. We do have pull tabs, so that's kind of cool. But since this is our first opening of Duskmourn, we're gonna take our time and kind of go through them. We are pre-release right now, so I don't know the value of all of the cards. I know the pre-release value, but of course that's going to change. But we do have, right off the top here, we have the Everywhere Token Land, which is a pretty cool token. I think this actually does hold some value right now. Long term, though, I don't think it will. We're going to see our first foil. It is an Attack in the Box coming in, an uncommon foil. And then we're going to see ourselves a basic Swamp, followed by the Mind Skinner. This is a pretty cool card for us to be able to see. Right now, this is a pretty, or it does hold some value, right? So if you read the card, right, it can't be blocked. It costs 3 mana, and it's a 10/1, but it's essentially a milling card, so it doesn't actually do any damage. So that's pretty cool to see that. Then we've got ourselves a Pyroclasm coming in as our uncommon, and then we're going to see a Dashing Bloodsucker, followed by a Disturbing Mirth, and then we're going to see our commons here. So we got a Balemerk Leech, Crackling Slasher, followed by an Erratic Apparition. Then we're going to see ourselves a Flush Burrower, Cracked Skull, with an Unsettling Twins, a little creepy. And then we've got ourselves a Scorching Dragonfire, followed by an Acrobatic Cheerleader in the back. All right, very cool. Nice first pack of Duskmourn. Let's go ahead and crack into pack number 2. Now, if you're not aware, play boosters, you can see cards number 1 through 367, which means that you can't see extended art, Japanese showcase, fractured foil, or double foil, textured foil double exposure cards. Those are exclusive to collector packs as well as commander cards. So we got ourselves a first art card of the set. There we go. Nice to see that unsigned, so we won't necessarily feature the artist. But we are going to see our first room. We've got ourselves Moldering Gym and the Weight Room coming in as a foil uncommon room. Then we're going to see ourselves an Etch Cornfield coming in as just a common or a basic land. And then we're going to see Leyline of Hope coming in, another rare that does hold some value in the pre-release. Then we're going to see ourselves Fear of Burning Alive, a Withering Torment, followed by a Conductive Machete. Then we're going to see a Split Skin Doll, followed by a Cautious Savior, Erratic Apparition, Cracked Skull, Rampaging Soul Rager, Cult Healer, a Piranha Fly, and a Raged Playmate coming in as our last common. All right. We'll just kind of keep on going through. You know, right now, I mean, there's a bunch of cards that are valued over $10 in pre-release, but who knows where they're going to be next Friday when the set actually comes out, or this Friday, I guess I should say, is when you're looking at this video. So we got another very cool, creepy piece of art right there. Then we got ourselves a Ghostly Keybearer coming in as our foil with a backup foil Mountain. Then we're going to see Nashi Searcher in the Dark coming in, another rare of value currently. We are going to see a second rare. We're going to see an Enduring Curiosity coming in out of blue. Very cool. And then we're going to pick up a Saw, followed by a Baseball Bat. Then we're going to see an Ethereal Armor, followed by an Anthropede, a Frantic Strength, Fear of Lost Teeth, Daggermaw Megalodon with a Living Phone. Then we're going to see an Impossible Inferno with a Shepherding Spirits in the back. So as of the filming of this video, right now there are no commons in pre-release valued over $1. There are 5 uncommons, so I'm kind of keeping an eye out for them. If we see them, I'll kind of call them out, so we can talk about them a little bit. So we got ourselves a demon token, followed by a wary watchdog. Then we're going to see ourselves one of the full art lands coming in foil. Very nice to see that. When I saw these originally, I was super excited. These look really cool. I like how the main character is the background of every single one of the lands. All right, we're going to see our first mythic of the box is Overlord of Mistmoors coming in. Very nice to see that as our first mythic. And then we're going to see ourselves a cathartic pairing, followed by Under the Skin. Then we're going to see Drag to the Roots, followed by a Patched Plaything with a Slavering Branch Snapper, followed by Fear of the Dark, Grasping Long Neck. Then we're going to see Glassworks and Shattered Yard coming in as another room, this time just a common. Fear of Immobility, a Murder, and then we're going to see Grab the Prize. All right. I probably need to start consolidating some of my piles. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go ahead and just stack up all of our rares right here. And let's just keep ripping through some packs. Oh, we got our first punch card of the set. So there's a look at the punch card. So you got essentially locked doors, and I'm going to guess on the other side. Yep, so we got some flying, -1, finality, and some +1/+1 stun and lifelink. So that's kind of cool. All right, we got ourselves Most Valuable Slayer coming in as our foil, followed by a non-foil swamp. And then we're going to see a Central Elevator and a Promising Stairs coming in as our rare, and it's a room. And then we're going to see ourselves a Discerning Tools coming in as a backup rare from the Artifact series. And then we're going to see an Unwanted Remake coming in. This is going to be one of the uncommons that's currently, and I say currently as of the filming of this video, currently valued over $1. And this is going to be the Paranormal Showcase frame. So what do you all think? It kind of looks like almost like an old TV. It's got an awful lot of buttons on it. It looks more like maybe like a Fallout card than it does a Haunted card. All right, then we got ourselves an Inquisitive Glimmer, followed by an Oasis Stick Twister, and a Vanish from Sight. Then we're going to see a Malevolent Chandelier with a Cautious Survivor, Possessed Goat, a Glimmer Burst, a Hand That Feeds, and a Living Phone coming in again. All right, moving into our next pack. All right, another art card, unsigned. Then we're going to see the Unsettling Twins coming in as our foil, followed by an Abandoned Campground. And then we're going to see Leyline of Resonance coming in from the red. Very cool to see. This is our second Leyline of the box. And then we're going to see ourselves a Defiant Survivor, Vengeful Possession with an Intruding Soul Rager, with a Fear of Falling. Then we got a Clockwork Percussionist, Spectral Snatcher, Tunnel Surveyor, Frantic Strength, Vicious Clown with a Ragged Playmate, and Trapped in the Screen. Scary. All right, moving right along. Another art card. Still unsigned. And we're going to see ourselves a Bear Trap foil, followed by a Full Art Swamp. And then we've got Marvin the Murderous Mimic coming in as a rare artifact toy. Very cool to see that. Then we've got ourselves an Irreverent Gremlin, followed by an Insidious Fungus, again in that showcase frame. And then we got a Smoky Lounge and a Misty Salon coming in as our room, with a Fear of Abduction, an Appendage Amalgam. Another room, we got a Derelict Attic and a Widow's Walk, followed by a Stalked Researcher, a Manifest Dread, a Friendly Teddy, a Ripchain Razorkin, with a Cult Healer in the back. Surprised we've only seen one Mythic so far, and no signed art cards. Not that they're going to be high value, but I do enjoy seeing them and featuring the artists. So we got ourselves a Glimmer token here, followed by Rite of the Moth coming in as our foil. Then we're going to see ourselves a Standard Plains with a Ghostly Dancers coming in out of white, followed by Attack in the Box, Paranormal Analyst, Growing Dread, with a Grand Entryway and an Elegant Rotunda coming in as our uncommon room. Then we're going to see the Bear Trap with Innocuous Rat, Enter the Enigma, followed by a Moldering Gym and a Weight Room. Then we've got a Resurrected Cultist with a Ticket Booth and a Tunnel of Hate, and then a Jump Scare in the back. All right, 4 more packs to go in stack number 1. All right, we've got another non-signed art card, but we do get our first foil rare of the box. It is Enduring Courage coming in out of red. Currently not a high value rare. We are going to see a Standard Forest with a Screaming Nemesis Mythic coming in. This Mythic right now is, and I've read a few articles about it, is a high value Mythic, valued over $13 as of the recording of this video. The price you see on the screen will be as of Sunday, so hopefully it's still high value at that point. But essentially it kind of leeches or attaches itself to another player, so that way if they gain life, or basically they can't gain life, so you just have to do some damage to the player, so that's kind of cool. All right, then we got ourselves a Witcher Folk Thresher, followed by Diversion Specialist, Popular Egotists, Fear of Infinity, and then we're going to see ourselves Clammy Prowler with a Found Footage, Fanatic of the Harrowing, Don't Make a Sound, Wary Watchdog, Turn Inside Out, and a Fear of Surveillance. All right, so 2 mythics, 1 good one, 1 so-so one so far. Really curious as to what couple of cards are going to take off from this set. Meat Hook Massacre 2, I read a few articles about that as well. People don't seem to be too excited. So we got ourselves an Impossible Inferno common foil, followed by a Standard Plains foil with Marina Vendrell's Grimoire coming in as our rare for the pack. Then we're going to see Alanac, the Thrice Called. So like Beetlejuice. And then we got Keys to the House. We got Get Out. Then we've got a Beastie Beatdown, a Horrid Vigor, Give Into Violence, Unable to Scream, Monstrous Emergence, a Glimmer Light with Most Valuable Slayer, and a Friendly Ghost in the back. All right, 2 more packs in stack number 1. Glad we're up to two mythics. And that's just some fun artwork right there. Got ourselves a little beast token, followed by a Lionheart Glimmer in foil with a Peculiar Lighthouse. And then we're going to see ourselves Winter Misanthropic Guide coming in as our rare. We saw this art card earlier. Then we're going to see ourselves a Piggy Bank with Let's Play a Game, Sporogenic Infection, a Flood Pits Drowner. Then we're going to see a Clockwork Percussionist, Winter's Intervention, Twist Reality, Say Its Name, Spine Seeker Centipede with a Rampaging Soul Rager, and a Seize from Slumber. All right, final pack in stack number 1. All right, we got ourselves an Insect token, followed by an Innocuous Rat coming in foil, followed by Strangled Cemetery coming in as our land, with a Leyline of Mutation, our 3rd Leyline of the box. Very cool to see that. Hopefully these pan out. Then we got Break Down the Door, followed by Veteran Survivor, Skull Snap Nuisance, Unnerving Grasp, an Anthropede, Final Vengeance. And we're going to see a Meat Locker with a Drowned Diner, with a Cryptid Inspector, Hardened Escort, followed by a Boiler Biggles Ripper, and a Terramorphic Expansa in the back. All right, so that's 1/3 of a Play Booster box. I think we're doing okay. Lots of rares and mythics. Only a couple of packs that had doubles in them. We got 2 showcase cards, lots of foils, no signed art cards, and nothing coming in from the special guest slot as of yet. All right, another art card, still unsigned. Then we're going to see ourselves Trapped in the Screen in foil, followed by the Full Art Swamp again, And then we've got ourselves a Grievous Wound coming in as our first rare of the stack. Then we've got an Overgrown Zealot, followed by an Unwanted Remake, again, another uncommon to keep an eye out for. Then we're going to see Savior of the Small, Conductive Machete with a Frantic Strength, Fear of Lost Teeth, Daggermaw Megalodon, Ragged Playmate, followed by the Living Phone, an Impossible Inferno, and a Shepherding Spirits in the back. So I promise as we move forward and get on to additional play boxes and pre-release kits, we won't read every single card. All right, so we got ourselves a non-signed art card here with Duskmourn, All Questioning coming in as our second rare foil of the box. And then we're going to see the full art planes, followed by Peer Past the Veil coming in as another rare, so a double rare pack there. And then we are going to see a Haunt Woods Shrieker coming in borderless. Very cool to see this. This is actually one of the Mirror Monster borderless cards, so very nice to pick up one of those inside of a play booster. Not sure of the value on this one or where it'll shake out. It's currently valued somewhere around $7, so a third mythic of the box. Then we're going to pick up a Saw, followed by a Rite of the Moth, Fear of Imposters, Clockwork Percussionist, followed by a Malevolent Chandelier, the Underwater Tunnel, Spectral Snatcher. Then we're going to see a Cult Healer with a Boiler Biggles Ripper and a Fear of Surveillance. All right, so that was a triple rare pack or double rare single mythic. So nice to see one of those in the box and to kind of get one of those special frame cards. So we've got ourselves a Spirit here, followed by Miasma Demon. Then we're going to see a Razor Trap Gorge, followed by a Doomsday Extrudicator coming in. Very cool to see that. I believe this is another card that might hold some value eventually. Just look at all of that devotion to black. Very cool. And then we're going to see Norn Swift Survivalist with a Sawblade Skin Ripper, Nowhere to Run, and we're going to see an Appendage Amalgam, followed by Moldering Jim. Then we're going to get the Tunnel Surveyor, a Flesh Burrower, Fear of Lost Teeth, Glassworks, followed by a Shepherding Spirits, and a Friendly Teddy in the back. So if you all went to the pre-release on Friday night, how did you do? How did you place? What did you pick up when you were visiting your local game store, and what was your best pull? So we got ourselves an insect, followed by a clammy prowler, then an abandoned campground with Waltz of Rage coming in as our only rare. Then we're going to pick up a cathartic parting, an insidious fungus, growing dread, Lionheart Glimmer, found footage, unable to scream, manifest dread, fear of the dark, scorching dragonfire, and emerge from the cocoon with a wary watchdog. All right, so I'm starting to see a ton of repeats in the common slot, so maybe from this point forward we'll skip those in this box. Obviously, we'll go through all the cards in our collector boxes and our pre-release kits, so I think that'll just speed this up. So we got ourselves a Glimmer, followed by a Greenhouse and a Rickety Gazebo coming in as our foil room, followed by a full art foil island. Very nice. And then we're going to see a Leyline of Transformation, our fourth Leyline of the box, with a Haunted Screen, Painter's Studio with a Defaced Gallery. Then we've got a Cyclonic Loner, followed by a Glimmer Seeker and a Creeping Peeper coming in as our first common. All right, we got ourselves another Spirit token to kick this one off with a Stay Hidden, Stay Silent. Then we're going to see an Island, followed by Nico Light of Hope coming in as our fourth Mythic of the box. Very cool to see that. And then that'll be our only rare Mythic of the pack. Then we're going to see Betrayer's Bargain, followed by an Oblivious Bookworm with a Defiled Crypt and Cadaver Lab. And then we're going to see ourselves a Patched Plaything with a Clockwork Percussionist as our first common. We got ourselves another Glimmer, followed by a Surgical Suite and a Hospital Room, foil room with a Swamp. And then we're going to see ourselves a Roaring Furnace and a Steaming Sauna coming in as our room rare. Behind that, we're going to see a Coordinator Clobbering, with an untimely malfunction, a baseball bat, and a split skin doll with an anthropede as our first common. Terramorphic Expanse trying to go on the run there. So we got ourselves a Glimmer, followed by a Found Footage in foil. Then we're going to see a Lakeside Shack, followed by a Ghost Vacuum coming in as our artifact rare. Then we're going to see a House Cartographer and a Withering Torment, again in that showcase frame, with a Skull Snap Nuisance and an Oceanus Stick Twister. Then we're going to see a Clammy Prowler coming in as our first common. All right, 4 more packs in this stack. All right, got ourselves the Box Topper or Buy a Box promo, the Twitching Doll. That seems like a fun card to play with. Then we're going to see ourselves Emerge from the Cocoon as our foil, followed by a pretty beat up Full Art Mountain there. That's the only card in the pack. We are going to see our first rare showcase. We got ourselves a Ghost Vacuum coming in. Very cool to see this. Ghost Vacuum does hold some value, and it's our first rare coming in the showcase frame. And right behind that, we're going to see ourselves a special guest. We got ourselves Expropriate coming in. Right now, this is the second most valuable special guest that you can pull out of Duskmourn. So hopefully that value holds. Very cool to see it. Love the artwork. Love the framing. Just the way they did it. I know it's borderless, but the way that the gray kind of blends in, it almost just looks like a full art card. Love that. Awesome to see that. Hooray. Then we get Fear of Failed Tests, followed by Ethereal Armor. Then we're going to see Fear of Falling with Don't Make a Sound. All right, so very cool to see a special guest in this box. You don't get them very often, and again, there's only 10 to collect. The most valuable special guest right now is Damnation. So we got ourselves a Friendly Teddy in foil, followed by a Raucous Carnival. Then we're going to see ourselves, there we go, the Twitching Doll. This is the non-buy box or promo card. So very cool to see that as our rare. Then we got ourselves a Piggy Bank with a Trial of Agony, and a Smoky Lounge Misty Salon with a Ghostly Keybearer, and Enter the Enigma coming in as our first common. All right, still no signed art card. Amazing. Then we got ourselves a Meat Locker and a Drowned Diner, followed by the Full Art Plains, and then we're going to see Rip Spawn Hunter coming in as our rare, followed by a Witcherfolk Thresher, Let's Play a Game, Sporogenic Infection, followed by an Intruding Soul Rager, and a Derelict Attic and a Widow's Walk as our first common. All right, final pack in stack number 2. All right, still not signed. I really hope they didn't do away with the signed art cards. I think I would have read about that. Got ourselves Fear of the Dark, followed by Plains, and then we're going to see a Walk-in Closet and a Forgotten Cellar coming in as a Mythic Room. Very cool to see this. Currently is valued over $10. And right behind it, we're going to see ourselves a rare Chainsaw, followed by an Infernal Phantom with a Popular Egotist. This is going to be another uncommon that's currently valued over $1. We'll see if that holds. And then we're going to see Fear of Infinity with a Crackling Slasher as our first common. All right, so there we go. 2/3 of the box down. 12 packs remaining. We are at 6 mythics and a ton of rares. Probably close to like 30, I would guess. Maybe 28. It's in the top left-hand corner of your screen. All right, so we got ourselves our first signed art card here, and that's a very cool signature. Sometimes they're a little bit boring, but this is Mirror Room and Fractured Realm by Cacho Ruboin. So thank you very much for lending your signature and illustrating our game. Awesome to see that. Thank you. All right, so we got ourselves a Monstrous Emergence, followed by a Bleeding Woods, and we're going to see ourselves our first rare land. We get the Blaze Mire Verge. So there's a full series of these. There's 5 of these available. They're all currently valued over $5. They essentially add a primary color, and then you can activate a different color if you own one of the 2 lands that are featured on it. So I think this land series does have some promise. And then we're going to see ourselves a Balstrad Worm coming in as our backup rare, and just 2 for that pack. Then we're going to see a Diversion Specialist, followed by Sheltered by Ghosts. Almost wrapped the whole pack. We got ourselves Live or Die and a Clammy Prowler coming in the back. I guess we'll put our signed art card right there. All right, so we got Kato, Bane of Nightmares, coming in as a token here. Kato is one of the featured planeswalkers, and currently a pretty valuable one right now. So maybe we'll pick up Kato. So we got ourselves a Living Phone in foil, followed by a foil Forest, and we're going to see Kona Rescue Bestie coming in the borderless treatment. Very nice to see this. This is going to be a double exposure borderless, just so you can kind of be familiar with the terms of the different cards. So right now, Kona, not a high value rare, but nice to see it in that special frame. Go ahead and put Kona right up there. We're going to see an Overgrown Zealot, followed by a Patchwork Bestie. Then we're going to see a Savior of the Small with a Ghostly Keybearer, followed by Enter the Enigma coming in as our first common. All right, we got our first ad card of the box, worth absolutely nothing. Then we're going to see a Crackling Slasher, followed by an Island. And then we're going to see the Jolly Balloon Man. If you can see that artwork, he's just blowing up people's heads. Just really interesting artwork there. Then we're going to see an Irreverent Gremlin, followed by another Unwanted Remake, Orphans of the Wheat, a Wildfire Witcher Folk, and then we're going to see a Creeping Peeper in the back there. All right, so we got ourselves the Spirit Token, followed by a Cautious Survivor, and then we're going to see ourselves a Murky Sewer with a Split Up coming in as our rare. And then we're going to see a Pyroclasm, an Unwilling Vessel, Midnight Mayhem, and a Grand Entryway, an Elegant Rotunda coming in as our first common of the pack. All right, so we got the Glimmer, followed by a Sporogenic Infection with a Standard Mountain. And then we're going to see ourselves a Dazzling Theater and a Prop Room coming in as our rare. Just another room for us. Then we're going to see a Rootwise Survivor, Killer Masks, Commune with Evil. Then we're going to see a Duskmourn's Domination with an Appendage Amalgam coming in as our first common. This set really does make you want to go out to Spirit and buy yourself a Halloween costume, doesn't it? All right, we got ourselves a non-signed art card. We've got our 4th Unwanted Remake of the box. We've got it in the showcase. We've got 2 standard frames, and now we just picked it up in foil. I really hope this uncommon takes off, add a little value to this box long term. We got ourselves a Mountain, followed by an Unstoppable Slasher coming in out of black. This is going to be a pretty decent rare for us. Currently valued around $8. We'll see what it's like in a few days. So we're going to Defiant Survivor, Scrabbling Skullcrack, with a Surgical Suite and a Hospital Room coming in as our second to last uncommon, then a Miasma Demon with Fear of Lost Teeth. I think we're down to about 7 packs or so. It'll be a limited MTG box analysis at the end of this video. Unfortunately, without there being a market, it's really hard for me to do market pricing. All right, so we got ourselves a foil baseball bat, followed by a foil mountain. And then we're going to see Valkavoth's Lair. This is going to be another one of the rares. There's only a single one of these as compared to the Verge set of lands. Currently does hold some value. It basically just add mana of any color, right? You just have to choose it when it comes into play. It's very cool to see that. We got ourselves an Enduring Courage coming in as a backup rare. Then we got a Razorkin Horde Caller, Shard Mage's Rescue, Fear of Isolation, and a Clammy Prowler coming in the back. Just put another one of our punch cards back there. That's our 4th one of the box. Punch cards typically aren't worth much, but they are useful in the game. But technically, you can use anything you want for tokens and counters. All right, we got ourselves an Insect, followed by an Anthropede in foil. Then we're going to see ourselves our Raucous Carnival, followed by an Undead Sprinter coming in as our rare. Then we're going to see ourselves an Attack in the Box, Optimistic Scavenger with a Shrewd Storyteller, and an Exercise with a Cryptid Inspector as our first common. All right, 4 packs to go. Another ad card. All right, we got ourselves Shepherding Spirits coming in as our foil. Then we're going to see a Neglected Manor with Zamone, all questioning. I think we saw this earlier in foil, so this is not a repeat. It's a different treatment. Then we're going to see Threats Around Every Corner, a Violent Urge with a Shroud Stomper, and a Cursed Windbreaker with a Balemark Leech as our common. Let's try and get one more mythic or another borderless card. That would be my goal. So we got ourselves a Horror, followed by a Balemark Leech. Then we're going to see Standard Forest with Overlord of the Flood Pits coming in as another mythic. You ask and you shall receive. Awesome to see that coming in. That'll be our only rare mythic of the pack. Then we're going to see Fear of Exposure with a Veteran Survivor, a Brood Sprinter, and Valgavoth's Faithful with a Fanatic of the Harrowing coming in as our first common. All right, I'm just going to slide that set of common uncommons over there as we open our final 2 packs of Duskmourn House of Horror, and then we'll jump into the analysis. All right, so we got ourselves a Horror token, followed by a Threats Around Every Corner in foil with an Etched Cornfield, and then we're going to see ourselves a Funeral Room and an Awakening Hall coming in as another mythic room. So this is our second mythic room of the box. Very cool to see that. Directly behind that, we're going to see Fear of Burning Alive. I think that's a fear everyone has. Then we have Fear of Being Hunted. It's another fear I think we all have. And then we get ourselves a Gremlin Tamer. I don't think one of us can claim we are that. With a Bottomless Pool and a Locker Room with a Grand Entryway and the Elegant Rotunda. All right, final play booster pack of this box. Don't worry, we're going to have at least 2 weeks, maybe even 3 of Duskmourn, so lots more to come. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. All right, so we got ourselves an Insect token, followed by an Intruding Soul Rager as our last foil. And then we are going to see the Full Art Island. And we're going to see an Enduring Vitality coming in as our rare for this pack, followed by a Greenhouse and a Rickety Gazebo with a Vile Mutilator, a Brea Abandoned Doll, an Anthropede, Give Into Violence, Don't Make a Sound, followed by a Cautious Survivor, Most Valuable Slayer, Acrobatic Cheerleader, Friendly Ghost, and our final card is an Impossible Inferno. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get it all sorted, organized, and here comes the MTG Box Analysis. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people. All by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.